Hi everybody, this is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'm here today at Film Banter just to tell all my friends out there how much I love The Irishman, that new movie by those Italian guys. I just loved it, and I just want everyone, and especially my friends Daryl and Chris here at Film Banter, who've always been so good and taken such good care of me. And I just want to apologize too. I didn't get to put any rouge on my face today. I'm so sorry. But anyway, please enjoy. Please enjoy The Irishman. It's such a wonderful film, and I just adored it. Thank you. And that's what I say from the Supreme Court. It's a good one.
No, it should be.
Very nice. You sound like you're underwater.
Yeah, there you go.
Just
little,
like the
little
film.
Godfather on the mandolin via the kazoo.
But welcome everybody. It's another episode of Film
Yes.
Banter here.
Welcome to our wondrous world.
Episode 140.
Yeah, we'll probably have 8 or 9 viewers on this one too.
Yeah, I'll take
That
9
should
over
be
0.
That should be a kick.
Yeah.
And they're all people we know, more than
Yes,
likely.
exactly.
So, hey, at least, and I don't even watch the show anymore, do you?
No, because I edited it and I lived through it.
Exactly.
Sometimes I'll watch it.
Yeah, right.
Most of the time what I'll watch is if there's like a nice opening bit, I'll see how how it comes
Well,
out.
of course. Of course.
I'll sometimes check the opening of the show every
How'd you
couple
like
weeks.
tonight's opening bit? Did you like it?
I enjoyed it. It was very amusing.
I thought it was very amusing
very
too.
good.
I thought it
Yes.
was very good.
I think people will enjoy it. But yeah, welcome folks. Another nice night. It's very chilly here on the East
Very
Coast.
cold here.
Very windy. We had a little bit of a snowstorm of the weekend.
We did.
Did you want to discuss a little dinner like we usually do?
It didn't really matter. We'd been there before.
Yeah,
We've kind of done the
we
same
went to
meal.
Shannon Rose. I
We
got
go
a
to
chicken
Shannon Rose.
sandwich.
It was actually.
You got a nice chicken dinner.
I did have a chicken dinner, which
Panko
is
breaded and lemon sauce.
very
with mashed
nice.
potatoes.
That was very good. It was very tasty. We were going to go to Wegmans this evening and do our cafeteria style.
And then we changed to Anthony's Coal-Fired Pizza.
changed to
And then
Anthony's.
on the way, you're like, let's just go to Shannon Rose.
Well, because I was a little wary of the menu.
You didn't check the menu ahead of time.
I didn't check
You
the
should've.
menu ahead of time.
Check it out for next time. Because it is limited. I will tell you, it is limited.
Yeah.
I don't recall if there's any dishes.
I
other
don't
than
think you can even
sandwiches and
get,
pizza.
and much like Kinchleys, I don't think you can get a slice.
No, it's a pie
You
situation.
got to get a pie scenario.
Exactly. So we'd have to share a pie, or you just get
We
something,
could-
and I'll get
or
something.
I would get a small single-digit pie.
Oh yeah, they might have a personal.
They probably
size.
have a
I'm
personal.
not sure, to be honest.
The 7-inch.
I was just gonna get the wings if we went there. They're really good. These,
Oh, really?
These coal-fired wings. Really
I know you mentioned them
delicious.
several times now.
And they're all like the drumsticks. Awesome. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget
It's
about
the
it.
way it is. The
It
way it
is.
should be.
It's what it is.
the way it should be. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get right to it.
We
because
are.
Chris has to get the hell out of here. As
Well,
usual.
we also have a.
He's got places to go. He's
short
got people to see.
show
He's
this
got
evening.
things to do. He's got.
I am
world.
going to see a film tonight.
He does live in a whole another dimension other than myself, who just sits here waiting each week to do
the
show.
I know. It's
I have nothing else to do.
sad
And,
state of affairs here.
What are they doing over there?
They're courting each other.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
all.
all right. They're recording?
No, courting.
Oh, I thought they were
He's
recording.
courting her.
I thought maybe
She's recoiling.
Yeah, I think he was doing some anal POV over there.
He's taking a look at it.
He does like to do that quite a bit.
He likes to see what he's going to try to pounce onto.
As a young lad, and of course Angie being the young lass that she is,
lass.
and she's a beautiful little lass. Let me tell you.
Exactly.
But all right, so
But yeah, we're gonna.
we can get right to it.
We're
if you
just
like.
going to cover one film today because we know it's going to be a hell of a conversation. If you can guess, the big movie is not on this screen. It's on this
It's not
one.
here yet, but it will be shortly.
We are going to be, in case you didn't know, The Irishman, folks. The
There you go.
long-awaited Martin Scorsese collaboration with
It is
the
indeed.
wonderful De Niro, Pacino, and Pesci.
Yeah.
It's the first time he's worked with De Niro in 20-something years, almost 30 years.
That's the first time he's worked with
Pacino,
ever.
first time ever. It's
I know,
amazing.
kind of amazing.
And the other two gentlemen he hasn't worked with since '95's Casino.
I know.
This is a very, very long-awaited film. 10 years in development.
Here's a good example, even though some of the pictures are a little bit smaller than my TV, we'll give them credit for.
I agree.
But that's a good representation. There he is doing his typical De Niro smile there.
Yeah.
But the previous picture we just had up kind of really accentuates the CGI that is used to make each one of these gentlemen younger in this film. So
if you don't know this, you might have already heard that The Irishman takes place over many, many years from, I think, 1949 up until the year 2000 when we see De Niro as an old man.
Right.
And there's a lot of CGI, computerized effects used to de-age these actors who are all in their 70s.
Well,
otherwise the film wouldn't work. So they did that.
They didn't want to work, but they would have had
they didn't want to use other actors.
They would have had to pull somebody out of the woodwork.
And usually it doesn't look that great. Very rare do you find a good look-alike.
I don't know how Rami Malek would have done as Joe Pesci.
Probably not.
I don't know if that would have been a good mix.
But
he might have done it though.
He could have done
maybe
in another way,
maybe
another
Stephen
universe.
Colbert as Joe Pesci, or
we could have had
Jeff Goldblum as Al Pacino.
He's already too old. He's in his 60s.
I know he is.
But
just put out a new album.
He did.
But let's talk about this movie.
Yeah, I'll give a quick synopsis. Basically, this is based on a true story. It's based on a novel called I Hear You Paint Houses, which is mob terms for I hear you're an assassin.
Well,
I hear you kill people.
In the very beginning of the film, of course, we see, painting houses. There's the splatter of blood that goes onto the walls. So, you paint houses. You kill people.
Yes.
And you splatter their blood all over walls. Hence the term.
And floors.
So it's kind of cool. Here's Al. I think very miscast, personally, as Jimmy Hoffa. Love seeing Anna Paquin. Didn't expect her to show up as De Niro's one of his daughters later on. In the
let me
film.
do a quick synopsis. The storyline is it's fairly simple.
Pretty simple. It's the Jimmy Hoffa story of how he is eliminated.
And it's told through the main character is played by De Niro. He plays a man by the name of Frank Sheeran.
De Niro?
He plays Frank Sheeran.
Okay.
He was a truck driver when he's very young. He ends up getting recruited by Joe Pesci's character, who was a mob boss in Philadelphia, to be kind of a guy that does the errands for him. Eventually, those errands become hits.
Right.
De Niro's a World War II veteran, so he's got experience, in those areas.
Yes.
And eventually, he's engraced himself within the family to the point that...
To your health, my friend.
To your health. He is actually offered up as help to Jimmy Hoffa, who we know was the big Teamster boss, who had mob ties.
Right.
And so becomes...
Spent 4 years in jail in 1965.
And he becomes friends with De Niro's character, who he becomes his main guy.
Yeah.
And then eventually, De Niro's character becomes a guy who becomes the head of one of the Teamster unions as well. One of the local areas, I forget where. And so it's about this relationship, and eventually... we know that Hoffa gets killed and his body has never been found. His killing has been a big mystery.
Yeah.
And this book, I Heard You Paint Houses, is based on an account of Frank Sheeran, the real guy, when he was dying in 2003 in an old age home. He apparently allegedly confessed to killing Jimmy Hoffa.
They certainly don't show that in the film, however.
They don't show that exact conversation.
You would think they would, being
I know, but they
they
kind of imply it when he's talking to the camera in the beginning, and as he's narrating the film throughout, we kind of get the idea. It's kind of hinted at.
Okay.
So this film takes the alleged
I'd like to point out Ray
story
here,
that he
just
told.
Wonderful.
I thought Ray was great.
The albino Matt Damon.
And then we have Jesse Plemons playing the adopted son of Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Ray Romano, who you just saw, plays a lawyer who is the cousin of Joe Pesci's character. And we had a lot of other noteworthy actors stepping in as different mob guys throughout the years.
We do.
Bobby Cannavale plays a mob guy.
Yeah.
We have the comedians.
We see him age more than
we do.
Everybody else.
We have the comedian Sebastian Maniscalco.
I was very shocked to see
in a rare dramatic turn.
I know. I thought he was very
good. He plays a crazy mobster, Crazy Joe.
Crazy Joe. Yeah.
So there's Bobby right there.
Yeah.
So this film tells this story in a very Scorsese-esque fashion.
Well,
a lot of music from the era.
Quite. I'm going to point out something rather brilliant about this film.
Very Scorsese, in my opinion.
Well,
in a good way. That's not an insult to compliment.
Well, here's the beauty of this film, if I may say, right off the bat. It starts out. Think of it as an aerial view. Think that we're in outer space.
Yeah.
We're in outer space. We're coming down, and there's a very wide scenario. There's a very wide cast of characters. There's a huge, massive world circle, if you will, of this entire plethora of people that inhabit this world. Now, I will say the first 2 hours of this film is very difficult. It was very difficult for me to get into the film. But what basically happens, and what Scorsese does so beautifully in this film, I think more than any other film he's ever done, suddenly this big giant world
I know what
that
you're
we're
gonna say, yeah.
gazing down upon gets smaller
Yes.
and smaller, and the characters that aren't necessary are weeded out
On the periphery,
They're
yeah,
put
yeah.
to the side, where suddenly then all right about in that 2-hour mark, suddenly we're just at the center of where we want to be.
The three relationships.
The three basic relationships.
I agree.
Well, not these three, but
these two and Pesci.
these two and Pesci. Yeah, and we're there, and suddenly the film has just become this very volatile, very insane, and very dangerous situation.
Yeah.
And upsetting, all the bad things that happen around, someone who's going to be murdered. We know that this is going to happen, and we don't really know who's going to do it or how it's going to become. But Pesci is just, I think he's just amazing. The way he just so casually just, the way it has to be.
And we must note, this is not a regular Pesci performance.
No.
He is probably more low-key than we've ever seen. He's very quiet. He's contained. He's constrained.
True.
Direct. Beautiful.
No, it's
He
wonderful.
was perfect.
Everybody was
perfect.
Except
See, I loved Pesci, De Niro.
Pacino.
I loved him in this film. I thought he was wonderful.
I thought he was. I thought he did a great impersonation of Al Pacino. That's what I thought.
He did Al Pacino playing Hoffa.
He did.
But
And
I thought
unfortunately,
it was wonderful.
no, I don't think so.
I loved it.
If you go back and look at Jimmy Hoffa, he doesn't look anything
Well,
like.
none of these guys really look like the real guys.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because Jimmy Hoffa's we don't know the real guys. Basically, it doesn't matter what they look like.
I've looked it up. They don't look like that.
Okay, but that doesn't matter because the only famous one of the group is Jimmy Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa, yeah.
So I think for that reason alone, and the way Pacino just does, he's doing, hey, scent of a, he's doing scent of a woman, but he's just screaming. It's the way he does
He only screamed a couple times. The Teamster rallies, really.
No, even when he's just.
And when he was angry in a couple of the scenes when he's angry.
Yeah, when he blows up.
Yeah, a couple times.
And there was a couple scenes there where, did you watch the 22-minute thing afterwards?
I did.
Where they have a little bit of a meeting between Scorsese and the
we
three
must
main
note
actors.
that for those, obviously everybody knows that this film is on Netflix.
It is.
There's also a companion little documentary that comes on right after that.
But
if
it
you stay
only
through the
comes
credits.
on if you, in other words, if you don't stay through the credits, you're not going to see it.
Yeah, but you can find it.
You can
it's
fast
on there
forward.
still too.
Oh, is it?
You can find it as a separate thing.
Oh, okay.
It's called In Conversation, The Irishman.
Okay.
It has the 3 stars and Scorsese talking at a round table kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of like a.
And this movie is, we didn't say earlier, in case you don't know, it's 3.5 hours long.
3.5 hours.
And it's also playing in limited theaters, independent theaters. No, it's still out.
Is it?
It's out. It's
I haven't seen it
playing in downtown Suffern. I wanted to go.
Oh.
Where they filmed some scenes.
Yeah, they
a large amount of scenes were filmed there.
I saw they thanked the Suffern
playing in the
fire department at the end of the film.
It's playing in Hawthorne. It's playing in a lot of the bow tie cinemas. Okay. It's still out there.
But anyway, getting back to my original conceptual thought process of how Scorsese narrowed the field down. And he just brings it all right down. It's like he's whittling away at all these outside characters. And now, after you see the film, and you said the same thing I did, and that is, now suddenly all those outside characters that now just become this little mini storm of the tornado, so to speak.
Yeah.
Now suddenly I want to go back and I want to watch it again.
Oh, I'm ready to watch it again.
I am too.
Yeah.
I just want to, and I want to focus on it because those first 2 hours, it kind of puts you, it's a little numbing. It's a little.
There's also a lot going on. You got to take it all in a second time.
Yeah, but it's not that interesting. It wasn't that interesting.
I was pretty
for
interested in it.
Were you?
I was very interested in this little world and these relationships and the performances. Yeah,
but you know something, I found it very, very typical in the world of movies that we see. I didn't find it very interesting. And we had standout guys like Ray Romano, who was just spectacular in this film.
Yeah.
I liked every part of it, but boy, it just kind of meanders in a typical kind of a thug. It's like watching, Trump parade his pathological liar organization before the cameras every day. Unfortunately, that is the sad truth about, the mobster world that we exist in this, is that it's so reflected in our politics by our present president. But regardless, I love
politics
that.
in general is very.
I like the way the film just came down to the 3 guys and suddenly. It's pulling your heart out.
Yeah.
It really pulls your heart out.
That last 45 minutes is a shot.
It really is.
It kicks you in the face.
It's wonderful, and it
really gets
it made it all real and human,
Yeah.
and the process of just passion and love and the agony of what one has to do as a hitman, etc. And I love the way his daughters all kind of know what he does for a living.
Oh yeah.
And after well, I don't want to go there, but
there's a strain there with the relationship.
well, there's a strain with the relationship because his daughters, he has 3 daughters.
3 daughters, yeah.
And they all getting the idea when Daddy leaves late at night. Daddy, where are you going?
Yeah.
Oh, Daddy's got to go to work.
And then
and he grabs
what
his
he's all
gun
about.
off the bed that he's taken out of the night table.
And then
there.
there's scenes at the end when he's an old man where he's trying to build a relationship, and it's very, very tragic, very sad, a wasted life in a way. You know?
No, not necessarily a wasted life. I mean, it's wasted as far as his relationships went.
Yeah, but I mean, the way he chose to live his life, it hurt those closest to him.
Well,
and in a way, it's
like
lost.
Anybody who's not home a lot. I mean, he wasn't home a lot.
It's not just because he's not home. It's the one daughter gets
Sting?
a very...
What about Sting? He's got to go out on the road.
Yeah,
all
but
the
he's
time.
not whacking people. His daughter witnesses him beating the shit out of somebody.
He's whacking
and ever since
people
that
with
day,
his music.
he hasn't been. She wasn't the same.
I understand.
No, they know what he's doing. They know what he's up to.
Well, they kind of know, and they're getting the drift. When there's a great scene at the beginning, his daughter is touched by a guy at a deli.
That's what I just said. He just beat the shit out of somebody at the store.
Yeah, he beats him out at the deli counter because he pushes the girl away because she starts to take something that's not hers.
I don't remember what was the situation.
And,
but
so he goes up and he pushes her away. Hey, get away from that. He wasn't trying to hurt her or anything. But, then De Niro's like, did he do that to you? Did he do that? Did he push you? Did he push you? Did he push you?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Okay, let's go down now. And he goes down and he beats the shit out of this poor, deli guy. It's a wonderful little movie. It's 3.5 hours long. But it sticks in your head. It sticks in your
It stayed with me for days, and it was I was thinking about.
Still with me.
The world that we saw here. I thought Scorsese just did such a really beautiful job at just choreographing his scenes, getting the color, not just the color in terms of literally the color, but the color of the characters, the palette that we witnessed, the camera movements, the music that accompanies brings such atmosphere.
That's his
as
thing.
always
That's
is in a Scorsese film.
His,
and
he's always using
a lot of long takes.
Score.
Yeah, and I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was poignant. It was sad. It was tragic. There was a couple little moments where I laughed. I loved seeing Jim Norton as Don Rickles. That was great.
Yeah, he was
perfect
wonderful.
choice.
No, he was excellent.
I really
excellent.
enjoyed.
He's
all
only
the
on screen for maybe 3 minutes,
if that.
But
it's an important scene in the film.
Very well done.
It's actually a pivotal scene.
I thought, in fact, at the beginning, I thought, you know what, and I remember I was texting you at the time, and I thought this was Pacino's film. And then at first, I did.
And he doesn't commit to almost the first hour. 45 minutes or so till Pacino comes in.
True. Yeah, we're focusing on
it's all
the
developing that.
World,
yeah.
Kind of the Tony Soprano world of marketing and shipping and stealing off of trucks and that kind of thing.
We're getting the audience familiar with that world before we take them on this other ride. I
don't know if we really needed so much. I don't know if we needed 2 hours of that. I think this film is I think 3.5 hours is way too long for any person to be, except on Netflix perhaps, where it does work. But The Godfather was 3 hours. 2 hours and 45 minutes.
It was more than 3?
And I think maybe it might have been 3, The Godfather. But, that was... that was the first time we saw this kind of mob movie that was realistic.
Yeah.
This is standard procedure now in the Scorsese world. That's why Joe Pesci originally didn't want to do this film. He said, we're just going to go back to the mob shit again.
Yeah.
We're just going to do the
same
same
It took him like
50
something times for them to ask him.
I know.
It took De Niro years to convince him to do it.
Well, it took him years to convince him to fucking do Raging Bull. He didn't want to do that either.
But he had said,
Pesci
had said to Scorsese, he's like, I don't want to play that guy again.
I don't want to do this kind of film.
Scorsese's like, you're not playing that guy again.
No,
he goes, I don't want you playing that guy again.
We got a different, and I think Joe was.
They wanted only him, nobody else.
I don't blame them.
Yeah. And we got to say, Keitel shows up briefly in the film. Harvey Keitel.
Oh, yes.
I enjoyed seeing him.
I did too.
He plays the highest mob boss in Philly at the beginning of the film.
Right. And I like the way they have
was just gonna say
little
that.
blurbs
Yeah, yeah.
under each character. You know, was shot 3 times in a barber
In
chair.
1980, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it died in 2003.
There's probably at least a dozen of those that pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
Tells you what happened to a certain character.
I know.
But it's events that we never see.
It's a Tarantino kind of thing that, you know, where we're giving info about an on-screen character via text on the screen. It was fun. But for me, 1,000%, this is De Niro at pure, you know, I thought he was great.
It's one of his better performances in a long time.
Yeah, I thought he was great in Playlist.
I was just going to say, Silver Lining Playbook
Silver
to me
Lining Playbook
was his best performance in the past 10 years.
Well, you know,
and he got an Oscar
it's
nom
his
for
best
that.
role.
He was so good in that.
He was so good in that.
I agree.
And he was real and personable. And when he just concentrates on being a real guy and specifically that vulnerable guy.
Yeah. And he does that here beautifully in the ending.
God.
The last 40 minutes, to me, are his strongest moments in this film.
I'll tell you,
heartbreaking stuff. When he's got to make that phone call to...
that's of course...
Without saying much, is a beautiful, tragic phone call.
Not for me.
I thought that was a great moment.
I mean, that was a great moment. But for me, there's a scene where he's told by Pesci...
by Pesci, yeah, that's a great scene, too.
He tells him what to do. And you can just see him, and you see his eyes darting away.
I know.
And, oh my God!
That was a great
scene.
scene.
It was incredible.
I could see him get nominated for this.
I could too.
Will he win?
I don't know.
Not in a year if he's up against Joaquin or some of these other people.
Well,
I'll be interested to see.
Got a lot of people up against.
This film will get nominations.
Adam
though,
Driver
definitely.
will, you know, maybe even.
I think
Leo
Pesci's going to be
DiCaprio.
nominated. I think all three of them might be nominated. At the very least, him and Pacino.
I don't think Pacino.
I think he will be as a supporting actor. I think so.
I think just Pesci and De Niro in this.
I think all three.
I think that Pacino's playing Pacino for me, and I think, as I say, I think he was.
But it's
miscast.
good Pacino in this. It's not like phoning in Pacino.
Well, I've never
Which he
seen
usually doesn't do.
Listen, even a Righteous Kill and some of the other horrible films
I know,
that
that was
Pacino's
pretty bad.
made, he's always gives 100%.
I agree with you, 100%.
The man, De Niro doesn't. He'll walk through. He'll just, he reads
walked through about the last decade and a half.
He reads the
Until
script.
Silver Lining.
Right before he goes on screen. He's horrible. He just has.
What was the joke he said? Is his agent's like, he'll take it.
Well, yeah. That was actually a Joel McHale joke. That when De Niro was nominated at the Kennedy Center.
Oh, okay.
And he was nominated as one of the main guys.
Yeah.
And Joel McHale gets up on stage and he introduces
Yes.
De Niro as a Kennedy recipient of this incredible honor it is to receive that recipient. And there's Michelle and Barack sitting up there. And it was incredible. And so Joel McHale just goes, this is De Niro's agent going, phone rings, bring, he'll take it, and it was hilarious.
Funny, yeah.
And Joel McHale said later on, he had to kind of here we have in pure CGI mode, you can really see right around the mouth specifically.
Yeah.
The eyes are theirs and legit.
His eyes look creepy the whole time.
He always looks a little creepy. He's got those basset hound eyes to begin with.
Yeah.
But right here, this whole chin, mustache area, there's no in other people when you do close-ups on them, you see it's a high def film.
Yeah.
It's a 4K movie. So you see the little indentations, the little dots where the hairs are trying to grow out after a good shave, etc. So but you don't see that in these younger CGI manifestations that Scorsese chose to do, and I think it's a good thing because I think it would have, although it is, it's a little bit irreparable in my brain to stare at De Niro as a young guy and to constantly decipher through all that. But
see, I stopped noticing that once I was engrossed in the film.
Oh, I couldn't. I never.
In the beginning, it's the most noticeable, obviously.
Well, true.
And then we get engrossed in the story, and
we do.
But I did include some pictures on purpose of the camera rig that they have. It was crazy.
Really?
It was a camera.
Did they have little dots on
Well,
their
no,
face?
they didn't. They had them on there only infrared, so only the infrared camera would pick it up.
Oh.
But each camera had like 3 lenses on it, and then sometimes I think they'd had 3, 4. I think they said at one point there was 9 cameras going. That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
The amount of the technology. They had to also wait for the technology to be able to do this without all the dots and all that stuff on their face. So that because these actors weren't going to put up with that. So they have these infrared.
I think they would have had I was just listening
Well, they
to
said
James
they didn't
Corden.
want to.
James Corden was on Jimmy Kimmel last night. It was very interesting. He's not often on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
But he was, and he was talking about what they had to go through. He said at one point...
Because for Cats, you mean?
For Cats.
Yes.
He had Taylor Swift, Judi Dench...
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen.
Big cast. Idris Elba.
Yeah, right. Idris Elba was there, and they were all in one room filming this one scene.
Yeah.
And he said it was, first of all, hilarious seeing, Dame Judi Dench going, like this, like, she's scratching her whiskers and stuff. But he said that they literally had 3 layers of dotted
I'm sure.
outfits that they had to wear. They had dots underneath, another layer of dots, and then another, like 2 layers of dots on the head alone. One for the fur, one for the ears and whisker
they look
movements.
really weird.
And, it looks pretty good. It looks like a good cat outfit. I don't know why they just don't opt for makeup these days, but I guess it's just too easy to.
I did read a
go for
funny
the CGI.
article headline that said, "We must ask why the cats have human breasts."
Well, I mean.
It's kind of funny. They could have CGI'd that out,
Did they? No, they could have.
They could have, I'm saying, but they didn't. They left them in.
Well,
But of course, we'll go see Cats. I mean, I'll go see it. But
I will go see it.
it looks so weird. I have to see it.
I saw the play and I didn't really care.
Never
for it.
saw it.
I didn't.
I just
care
know
for
the
it.
one song.
Memories.
Yeah. Did you know that Cats is based on a book, though, or a short story by T.S. Eliot?
That is correct.
I didn't know that.
No,
That
I
was
did
interesting
too.
to hear.
Why don't they do a dogs show?
Could be.
Dogs.
A dog movie.
I think it would be great. Starring Louis, ladies and gentlemen, my little guy.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a plus. Here's De Niro.
I think it's an instant classic
it
already.
really is a. I
it's
just wish
gonna
it
stand the
weren't
test
quite
of
so
time.
long, but it doesn't
See, I
matter.
liked that it was 3.5 hours because
you?
when I watched it, it was on all day. I loved it. It became
Okay.
it became an event. It became
Part
an
of your
event.
focus.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's like when you watch a movie that's on regular TV that's a 2-hour movie or 2.5 hours, it's still on for 4.5 hours
Yeah.
with commercials. So
True.
when Irishman hits TNT in like 5 years, it's going to be
If it ever does.
a 4.5, 5-hour movie.
I'll bet you Netflix holds on to the rights to this.
Probably for a long time.
For a long,
I would
long
agree.
time.
Or to license it out, they're going to make a
Look
fortune.
at what a beautiful shot this is, right?
It's a
here.
great shot. That's why I
Great
picked this
shot.
one. I loved it.
It almost looks like that scene when Oswald comes walking out
And
and,
he- yeah,
and
exactly,
Jack Ruby jumps
exactly.
forward and shoots him there.
Probably what they were going for.
Look at De Niro here. That's De Niro laughing like De Niro.
Exactly.
Nice
But
bomber jacket.
it's a very special film because we've assembled a cast that we're probably
Yeah.
never going to see together again in this fashion.
True.
They're all getting up there in age.
They are. But,
I think they've all got some life left. But Scorsese alone, he's 77.
He'll make another
Pacino's
few films.
79. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at Scorsese's IMDb, he's still got a good amount of films coming, and
Oh, does
at
he?
least 2 or 3 of them are all with DiCaprio.
Oh, really?
The next one they're doing is called Killers of the Flower Moon, which I read the book and it was awesome.
Really?
It's all about this
You
famous.
read it or you listened
Well,
to
I
it?
listened to an audiobook.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful, and it was all about the around 1920s. There was in Osage County in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
There was this Indian reservation where they found an oil deposit. And
Ah.
all the Indians that lived on that land became millionaires. They became some of the richest
Oh,
people
wonderful.
in our country.
Oh, thank God for
But that really rubbed all the white people the wrong way, not only in the state level, but on the federal level. So a lot of the state officials put their little hands in motion to screw all these people out of the money, and they did these horrible things to the point where
Really?
they basically classified all these Indians as not being able to handle their own affairs. So they made all these Indian people have these white guardians that controlled all their money for them. And then somebody was going around and assassinating them within the span of a bunch of years.
You're kidding.
And a lot of people on this reservation were killed.
When did this happen?
In around the 20s, 30s.
Oh, okay.
And it also coincides, this big case was at the birth of the FBI.
Oh,
It
really?
basically was right when J. Edgar Hoover
Edgar.
was creating it.
Moved in.
And he
Oh,
got
that's true. Dillinger and
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde.
And
they
he
were
got
all
this-
part of the FBI.
He got this very well-known Texas Ranger to come and be the guy for the FBI that runs this investigation.
Frank.
I
Was it
forget his name, Frank something. But
Well,
that's the character
that was
DiCaprio's going to be playing.
Well, that was also the character that Kevin Costner played. Frank.
Yeah, it might have been the same. It might be
yeah.
the same guy, only older. I think that's who he is.
Well, yeah.
Very interesting. So I'm looking forward to that film. De Niro's already in it too. He's going to play a real prick in this movie
Oh, is he?
as well. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's going to be a really cool
So
film.
the De Niro's in it, though.
Yeah, it's a real
Oh, that's
fascinating book. I really enjoyed it.
Wow.
It's exciting. It's tragic what we did to the Native
Oh
Americans.
my God!
It was
Well,
terrible.
bury my heart at Wounded Knee. They'll
Exactly.
never make a movie out of
I
that
know.
because it's a genocidal
Yeah.
slaughter
Yeah.
of the American Indian. It's just
It
horrible.
is.
It's funny. There was a movie, and I was just thinking about it just recently, and it was a horrible, horrible film. I mean, in Little Big Man, we have a a terrible slaughter
Yeah.
of the Indians and so forth. I love Chief Dan George in that film. It is a good day to die, my son. And then Dustin Hoffman says, "Do you hate him now, grandfather? Do you hate him now? Do you hate the white man now?" And of course, he's just such a good man that he can't hate. He can't hate the white man for what they've done to him. Chief Dan George was also in The Outlaw Josie Wales.
Okay.
If you ever want to see just one of the best actors of the Indian generation that there was. I think Wes Studi might be part American Indian.
Well, he definitely is. Hands down, he is. Yeah, he's great.
He must be. But
He is.
go back. But anyway, the film that I was actually talking about was a film with Catherine Ross, and it was called Soldier Blue. And I saw this film in the theater. It came out in like 1972, maybe 73. And I'll never forget it. I actually went back and saw it twice. And it was just horrifying. I mean, it literally, they just slaughtered everybody, not just the warriors, of course. They took great pride in killing the men, but they killed the women and the children. It was just god-awful, just like they did at Wounded Knee. They just slaughtered them. It was just an absolute annihilation.
They didn't think of them as
many
humans, just killed them,
No,
terrible.
it's true, and it's was Hitler any better? No,
of course not.
He really wasn't. It was right in that same denomination of horror that a human being will do to another human being, and it's just the nature of the beast. And boy, we are the beast. Aren't we?
I agree.
We
what
truly
we've done to
are.
the environment is unforgivable too. So humans are very selfish creatures. We're very selfish. We're very, very self-centered. We're very much about our own survival. Screw everybody else. Not everybody, but there's an ingrained human nature that has never changed through the millennia. It's never changed. And until we change...
People do just what they want to do.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to say to you now, I can't stand you, and get the hell out of here.
All right, let's go.
No.
But yeah, unless our core humanity changes,
I know.
it's
Man
never
is
going to
a
change.
horrifying.
We are. I know.
We always say, "Oh, we'll have peace in the Middle East." We'll never have peace in the Middle East.
we won't.
We won't have peace in Brooklyn.
We won't have
We
peace.
won't ever
No.
have peace
We won't.
anywhere because people, it's like, oh, let's destroy ISIS. We can't destroy anything because we're human beings.
I know.
And how do you destroy ISIS when ISIS is just some guy sitting at a computer going, I think I will kill all those people on the London Bridge. Like some guy did this week.
I know.
That was a horrible story, by the way.
With a knife, too.
With a knife. Well, same
Stabbings.
thing that we had 2 years ago.
I know.
In 2017, we
Yes.
had a guy kill 4 or 5 people on the bridge.
Yeah.
But this time, at least, we had people, I don't know where they got the fire extinguisher, but like 3 guys came out with they had a fire extinguisher.
Good.
Yeah, they're blowing white, pus on this guy. But, and he was part of a group within he was in prison for whatever, his terrorist activities. He went to prison. And then these 2 people that he killed went to the prison to actually rejuvenate him.
Yeah.
And their whole program was to help these people, help him. And sure enough, he then turns and kills the 2 people. And they're just such a sweet couple. I mean, it's just horrible to see. It's a guy and
I
a
saw
girl,
the
and they
pictures.
look like models right
terrible.
out of a,
Yeah.
a Peace Corps catalog. I mean, they just look like such good folk, and then he just to kill them.
It's always good people.
I know, it's always
innocent
true.
good people.
Only the good die young.
It's true.
Billy Joel once said.
And the hard thing about the whole idea of trying to kill ISIS or whatever ideology that let's say you got rid of everybody in ISIS, the ideology,
No. The
it just
ideology-
continues, and another group will form.
I know.
You can't kill an idea; it infects, it spreads. A good idea, a bad idea. You can't get rid of an idea.
You cannot.
And it spreads.
Very true.
And the more you oppress, the more the younger generations say, "Oh, I hate them because what they did."
Yeah.
That's how it is. It filters down through generations.
It is indeed.
Like political ideologies, father to son to grandson, down the line.
There's a video on YouTube this week, and it's a young, it's 2 young women, and one is she's got to be maybe 10, 12 years old, and she's standing on the edge of her property, and she says, "Get off my property! This is my property!" And the girl coming at her is a very large black girl, comes right up to her and says, "What'd you say to me?" She says, "Get off my land, nigga," and she calls her the N-word.
Oh.
And the black girl says, "What did you do?" And this black girl is big. She is Oprah size. She's big, damn
Yeah.
it. And so she's standing there, and she's obviously older than this young, stupid girl who has been, really
Of course.
mentally imbalanced by who else but her parents.
Yeah, of course.
Who are Negro people haters.
It's all learned.
Well, this black girl says, "Who you calling a?" And the little girl says, "I'm calling you." And she says it again, and the black girl, and I'll tell you, I was right there.
I gotta see this.
Hauls off,
Socks her in
pow,
the face. Nice.
knocks her down, and then gets on top of her and does one of those.
Who was filming?
Some girl with a
Bystander?
with a phone. It's all phone.
Yeah.
It's all phone.
No, but I wasn't sure if it was a friend of the black girl. Was it a friend of the white girl?
It looked like she was probably just a bystander.
Okay.
Because just happened to have her phone on because you see this black, and I think she had said bad things about the black girl, and that's why the black girl came on her.
I see.
What'd you say about me?
I'll
What'd you
look that
say?
up.
Yeah, so just check it out. It's on
Cool.
YouTube, but it was horrible.
Yeah, that's
Horrible. And then
Well,
she
sure
gets
you're
down,
right.
she's punching this girl in the face, and you see this girl go down, and she's hurting. And I hope she thinks twice about calling somebody.
I agree. That's uncalled for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope she thinks
I agree.
twice about it.
Maybe
But,
she'll
But I'm
inform
right there.
herself.
I hate to admit it. I was sitting there going, kill her, kill that little racist
I know.
asshole.
I know. I hear you.
It's a horrible thing, but
Yeah.
such is life. But,
Any last thoughts?
last thoughts? It's a great movie.
I agree 100%.
I loved it.
I love it. I can't recommend it highly enough.
I felt it. I felt the pain. I felt I felt what happens here.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. Kennedy being killed, or John Bonet, or famous murders, the Black Dahlia, things that are never solved.
Yeah, I know.
Such as the Jimmy Hoffa story, and it's always fascinating
It
just
is.
to see how. And it's always just the simplest thing, because life is just, basically comes down to two people.
Mm-hmm.
One person hates another and wants to kill them and kills them. And, it's shrouded in mystery. And then as soon as that mystery starts, that mystery is a
It does.
pariah of absolute poison. It never ends. It just keeps
Mm-hmm.
going and thriving and thriving and thriving. Now, JFK, I just read the other day online, Hillary Clinton was responsible for
please.
Khashoggi's, the cover-up of
Khashoggi.
Khashoggi.
You mean the guy that was killed
The
in
journalist.
Turkey?
Yeah.
He was a Saudi Arabian journalist.
Right.
Yeah.
Hillary was in White Plains writing her book with
know.
her daughter.
Yeah.
She wasn't.
Khashoggi.
How was she?
No, that was the Crown Prince did it. It's writings on the
Yeah,
wall.
exactly. He
Yeah.
admitted to it.
Of course he did.
He wanted to do it. He told Trump.
That's
he
a
did.
horrible story, though.
It's a horrible
They chopped
story.
the guy out.
Chopped
Terrible.
him up. Well, at least supposedly they injected him. With
I hope they
something.
knocked him out first.
I hope
yeah.
they did too.
But in this movie,
Who is this guy? I don't even know who that is standing there.
I missed what it was.
It was a guy, and he had a stain on his chest.
No, that was when Pesci comes home in blood. His wife says, "Go upstairs, get cleaned up."
Oh, correct.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the follow-up
yeah,
sheet.
yeah.
I got you.
But in this film,
Didn't even look like Pesci.
it's really something that comes down to business. Hoffa was in the way of this business, and he had to go. He was obstinate. He
Michael
was
said.
full of himself.
This is strictly business. It's just business.
It is. I like that scene where De Niro's kind of giving them that warning, and then Pacino's like indignant. He's like, "They wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare."
Yeah, they know that I'll come after them.
Yeah.
But how are you going to come after them if you're dead?
Exactly.
And of course, that's not what, Hoffa thought he was,
He thought he was
OJ.
high enough that nobody
He
could
thought
get
he was
him.
OJ. He thought,
Yeah.
I'm above all this. I'm above all this accusation, and they'll never get me. I'm invincible.
I know.
I'm Jimmy Hoffa, damn it.
That shows you that anybody can. There's even a line in this movie where somebody says something to the effect of, "If we can kill a president, what makes you think we can't kill Hoffa?"
Well, that's the oldest line in the book.
I know
mean,
that Bob got JFK.
yeah, no, there was a very famous line of, if we can kill, we can kill the president, we can kill anybody.
It's true.
It's from a famous movie
I know.
a long time ago. I think it was,
Was it in
Godfather.
Was it Godfather?
Yeah, I think it was The Godfather.
Okay.
Yeah.
But one thing about this movie that I guess is part of the reason why it stayed with me, because it's been out in theaters since November 1st in limited release.
Right.
But now that it's on Netflix, basically the world was watching it because it was available to everybody at once,
Yeah.
right?
I
Anybody who
still
has
haven't
Netflix.
heard the numbers on the Netflix.
I'm sure they'll announce it soon.
Well, it's been a
But
couple
yeah,
weeks now.
maybe it's out. We just haven't heard it. We can look later.
Yeah, but I see every
know.
little blurb that comes out anywhere.
But
Nobody's talking
The
about
point
it.
I wanted to say real quick was that this was an event. This was an event that united movie fans all over the world. We're all watching it.
Well,
we're talking about it. We're
The new
thinking about
Star
it.
Wars unites moviegoers.
It is, but
all
this
over
was
the
a
world.
little different. That's the next event.
Well,
but this was
yeah.
the event movie of the year. It really was.
In terms
and
of,
I was looking forward to this for 2 years.
In terms of a Godfather and kind
well, no,
of.
I just think in terms of
cult,
film in general,
you
because
know. Oh,
this
really?
is
I wouldn't
because
go
look
that
at
far.
all the talent involved. Look at the uniqueness of this.
The town involved?
Talent. Look
Oh.
at the talent involved.
Right.
Look at the uniqueness of the cast that we're never going to get again. You know, to this capacity.
Well,
You know,
we can't say that. I mean,
Scorsese directing the three of them again, it's unlikely.
well, true, but we have actors that are of that caliber that are coming.
No, we do,
into
but
the
we have
world.
two of the most iconic
I-
American actors in history.
I hope we
together,
have
you know.
another Scorsese that comes out of
Well,
somewhere.
it'd be
and
nice. We've got
creates
some, yeah, I
another,
agree.
you know.
But
I mean,
to me,
we have
this just
great
felt like an
directors.
event.
I
I was
agree.
very happy with it.
Well,
I was
you know,
not disappointed.
It's like Scorsese is family. That's
He
how
is.
you feel about
He
it.
is.
He's like family, and these are his family. You know,
I know, I
not
agree.
Pacino so much. Forget Pacino, but here they are: Joe Pesci and Bobby.
And to that point, if you go on the Netflix page on YouTube, they've been releasing over the course of the past week 2 to 3 minute long little videos about the behind the scenes of making this film.
Oh, wow.
And then he interviews certain actors, this and that. Well, one of the videos, among all of them, was an interview with the actor Stephen Graham, who plays the little union guy who hates Hoffa. They went to jail together. The little guy.
Oh, that guy.
The guy that shows it.
Well,
he
that's
was in
the
Boardwalk
guy-
Empire.
I know, he played
Al Capone.
Sure.
Stephen Graham's British. He's been in a
Love
ton
him.
of stuff.
Fantastic actor.
He's great. Yeah. But he said in this little interview that he's like, you know, I was so honored when I got to be a part of
Sure.
Boardwalk Empire.
film.
And he
Oh,
said,
okay.
but he said the first time he worked with him, which I didn't remember, that he was also in Gangs in New York in 2002.
Was he?
Long time ago, small
Oh,
part.
wow.
And after he wrapped on that movie, Scorsese said to him, he goes, I really enjoyed working with you. He goes, we'll do this again sometime.
Oh, cool.
And then Graham says, don't say that if you don't mean it. And he says, no, we're going to do this again sometime.
Oh, wow.
And then he got the call for Boardwalk Empire.
There you go.
And now this.
Well, he's so good. He was so great in
He was.
Boardwalk.
Oh, he's awesome.
He was a
As
vicious.
Capone, he was.
A
Great
vicious
job.
human being,
Yeah.
as Al Capone
Yeah,
was. He was a vicious guy.
Great job. I love that show.
Yeah,
You never finished it.
No, I finished
I
it.
thought you never.
No, I saw it.
Okay, because I remember you wanted me to tell you the ending, and I did.
No, I saw.
So you
the
went
whole
back
thing.
after that and you watched it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
No, I watched
It's a
the whole
good
thing.
show.
I love the show.
Yeah, it's a great show.
I love the show.
But
A
yeah,
lot of characters in that show.
Oh my
that,
God!
you
A
know,
lot.
so
A lot
many
of actors, like
so many
Shannon,
actors.
so many great.
Oh God, yeah.
That was
Oh,
a
I
great
love
show.
Michael.
Bobby
Shannon.
Cannavale.
And,
that was the first time he worked.
How about Michael Pitt?
Michael Pitt.
I
Everybody. Yeah,
remember
great
when Michael
show.
Pitt died, and
Spoiler alert.
Steve Buscemi said, "I want all you." He was on television. I don't even have to change my voice. People tell me I
Yeah.
sound exactly like
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi, but Steve Buscemi said, "I want all you people." He said he was on some talk show.
Yeah.
It might have been, I don't know, Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
It wasn't Jay Leno back then.
Doesn't matter.
Whoever it was, it doesn't matter. I don't think it was Jimmy Fallon, but who cares? Anyway, so he said, I want all you people to stop coming up to me and yell at me because they killed off Michael Pitt in the movie, because Michael Pitt
In the
has
show.
a huge fan
Well,
base.
he's-
and
yeah, I know.
he is spectacular.
He's great on that
I
show.
love that.
I
He's
agree.
great in everything he ever did.
I know.
He was in with the love of my life,
Dreamers.
Miss Eva Green.
I know.
Sure, and he was also in
Did a lot of stuff.
Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Yeah, he was in Funny Games, the remake.
Yeah, well, I didn't care for that.
I didn't see the original.
Oh, I didn't like
Yeah.
that film.
But,
But yeah, no, he's an amazing actor, and he just doesn't do enough stuff.
I know.
But
He's
here's a
great.
little tidbit of nonsense, and we're probably gonna end up going here because Chris has to get out of here. He's got to leave. He's got to go. He's got places to be.
Well,
He's got people
wanted to do a
see.
shorter show
He's
tonight.
got to do what he's got to do. Okay.
You're preventing
But,
us from doing a shorter show with your anecdote.
I know, and that's
Make
you
it
know.
quick. What do you got?
All right, I will. I started watching, believe it or not, I went to, over this past weekend, of course, it was Black Friday. I went to Best Buy. I bought, believe it or not, the original Charlie's Angels on 4K.
From 2000,
Ultra
2001,
2001, whatever it was. This is the one with Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore,
Yes,
Lucy
and
Liu.
Lucy Liu.
My God, they all just look stunningly gorgeous. I really like the film. You know, I didn't go see the new Charlie's Angels
neither.
with Kristen Stewart
I know,
and
bombed big
the whole
time.
gang. You know, it did bomb, but I don't care. I still
I'll see it
want
on video.
I still want to see it.
I'll watch
I
that
really
video.
do. I love Kristen
I do too.
Stewart. I think she's dynamite.
Yeah.
And the other actresses, they had the girl from Aladdin.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're all good.
And the black girl,
I don't know
where
her
she
really.
came from. Yeah.
And it was written and
Doesn't
directed by
matter.
Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth wrote
Love
it and
her.
directed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she did a great job.
I think
But
people that just have remake fatigue.
here's the kicker. Here, of course, main role in the film, he plays the millionaire software guy who's plans are stolen. Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell, yes.
He's the main guy in this thing. Who has a bit part just walking up? And this is in 2000, not maybe 1999. Melissa McCarthy.
No, I think it was 2000.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe so.
But
Melissa McCarthy.
That's cool.
She's a little. Well, she's not little, but she's a big gal.
Small part.
But a small part. She's in and she's hilarious.
Great.
She's only in that scene for 40 seconds.
That's cool.
They're walking through an office, and Melissa goes, "Oh, I know you," and and just being her
Couple
crazy
lines.
self. Yeah, it was a
Future
kick.
star right there. That's great.
Yeah, and there was, I think there might have been one other person, you know.
That's fun.
I remember I just watched License to Kill recently, the Bond film.
I
Benicio
like that
del
one.
Toro.
Yeah, Benicio's in that.
Benicio,
I knew
and
that,
he's
yeah.
great.
He's great, yeah.
It's just amazing
I
how
love
him
that.
and like guys like Robert Forrester. And I'm just watching Benicio again. I just started watching The Last Jedi.
He's in that too.
You know, I'm
yeah.
actually liking that film.
I owe that movie a second viewing. I really
I'll tell
do.
you something. It's such a dark film.
It is.
I really I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah, I'm due to watch it
I'm
again.
about halfway through it.
I will watch it again now
I've
that
got
the
a
new one's
little
coming
Adam
out.
Driver fever lately because he's getting such great reports for the wedding.
The marriage story.
The
that's
marriage
coming
story
out.
that's
Yeah.
coming out, and he will definitely be nominated
I
for
think
Best
so.
Actor.
And he was just getting a lot of heat for his performance on Broadway.
Yeah, right.
In
right,
Burn
right.
This with Kerry Russell.
I know.
Yeah.
I
Future Oscar winner. I'm
you know, I
sure.
always wonder to myself, you know, when these actors and actresses, and we will go right now, but when these actors and actresses, and they're playing very sexy stuff on Broadway, you know, performance after performance, I wonder if there's always a little
Well, you wonder,
extracurricular.
you know why they fall in love a lot of times because
Very
of
true.
these kind of things.
They do, and you know, there's, you know, just in the show Wicked or whatever, you know, there's a couple who kiss. You know, and you're thinking this couple has to kiss, and it's an elongated kiss. I'll bet they either hate each other or they love each other in real life.
They are professionals, though. It's just another part of the scene.
Absolutely.
You know, they can separate that, but some can't. Some literally fall in love on set.
I think so. I think
Which
it
is
happens
nice to
quite
see.
a bit.
It does.
Yeah.
Cool.
They say almost in every instance on Dancing with the Stars, everybody, all the dancers have sex with whoever their partner is.
Oh, nice.
So maybe
Good for
Sean
them.
Spicer had sex with little Lindsay, what's her name?
Whatever.
I doubt it, but anyway, regardless.
Cool.
Anyway, you cannot go wrong with
you
the
can't
Irishman.
go wrong with the Irishman.
It is 3.5 hours, and
But it's wonderful.
Beware the first 2 hours because it is like taking a sedative. For me, it
wasn't an issue.
I mean, the first hour, I'm fascinated. The second hour, I started to. It just was the same rhetoric, the same level of non-intensity to non-intensity, and that just kind of skirmishes my brain into kind of a, you know, I start to flatline. But then, as I say, we whittle down all the extracurricular people that don't matter,
get to the core.
that are not part of the machine, that are not part of the story, and suddenly the machine just takes focus.
It does.
Right on those people that matter, and suddenly you're going, oh, and I was on the edge of my
Transfixed.
fucking seat.
I agree,
just sitting here in
It's
rapture.
captivating. It has a really nice crescendo. It really works well.
It just does, and you know, it's an amazing.
And I wore my Joe
a-
Pesci shirt in honor of tonight.
What does that say?
It's just like you. What do you think? Well, funny how? Funny how?
Funny how?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But let's.
You know, I bet poor Joe, everywhere he goes,
I
somebody
know.
says, "What am I, a clown to you?
Am I a clown
what
to
am I
you?"
funny to
I
you?
know, it's true.
What, you think I'm
I'm
funny?"
tired of hearing about it.
And Joe pulls out a gun, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Well, let's touch on real quick what's on video this
Okay.
week.
Sure.
Real quick. We don't
Why
spend
not?
a lot of time.
Why
on
not?
Because I like to do that.
I know you do.
So we have Ad Astra available today on Blu-ray.
Or it's also
on
known
4K.
as Ed Asner.
Yes, it is.
And Ed Asner is still alive, by the
He
way.
is.
He used to be on the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Yes.
And I've always referred to
We
this
reviewed
film
this
as
on the
Asner.
show. We're
This
ready
film I
or not.
love.
That was very good.
Margot Robbie Jr.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, with
played
Samara
by
Weaving.
wonderful girl. You know, is she Hugo Weaving's daughter?
No, his niece.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Then we have Killer Man, which neither one of us saw.
I have not seen it.
It came and went in the theater
I
within a
have
week.
this film, believe it or not.
I believe it. You buy everything. And then we have next, let's go to the videotape. Never heard of this, Semper Fi.
doesn't
But
look
Jai
like
Courtney's
anything
pretty
of
good.
Okay.
Looks interesting.
Okay. Leighton Meister.
Oh, Leighton Meister's in this.
She's a former Disney
She
girl.
is.
I
And then
think.
we have this
Oh, yeah.
super deluxe box set
Oh, my
of
God.
Big Trouble in Little China.
What's this?
Looks pretty cool.
This looks like one of those Hess trucks.
It
that
does, yeah.
I got
But
as
that's
a
the case it comes in.
I got as a Christmas present. When I
Then
was
we
a
have
kid.
today the 8th season of Game of Thrones available today.
Well, it's also the complete series.
Well,
that's
that's coming up
today.
next.
All
Then
right.
we have two versions of the complete series.
Ah.
We have the complete series, Blu-ray,
Blu-ray.
digital, But then if you want to get the ultra fancy box set for $249, this is already $200.
Right.
You got this beautiful packaging here
Lovely.
of each season.
Well, you know, I had the
And
7.
it comes with the pin.
What's that?
A pin of the hand of the kid wears the pin.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That you can wear on your.
That's what's
lapel.
video.
Interesting.
And then in theaters, it's actually a very puny week at the theaters. We just have The Aeronauts with your girlfriend, Felicity Jones, in a reunion with Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
The Aeronauts about the beginnings, I guess,
Right,
of the hot air
theory of
balloons.
everything.
We have this.
I
I'm
love
not
that.
going to see it, but for the kids.
You sure you don't want to see this?
It's Playmobil's version. They're trying to be like Lego, with Daniel Radcliffe playing the lead in this.
Interesting.
I won't see this.
Even looks like Daniel.
And then we have this French film, which is getting a lot of good reviews.
Well, this looks like
Portrait
the girl
of a Lady
from,
on Fire.
Blue is the warmest color. I bet that's
maybe
her.
that's her.
I'm watching that now on Netflix, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
A 3-hour lesbian
3-hour
film.
lesbian romance.
And I'm loving it.
Graphic. I
So-
saw that when
so-
it came out. Yeah.
So good. You saw the whole thing?
Yeah, I saw it when it came out.
In the theaters?
No, I saw it when it came out on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Not in the theater.
You
no.
watched the whole thing?
I believe I did.
Probably not. It's 3 hours long.
I thought I did. Maybe
That's
I
a
didn't-
long
Maybe I didn't
time.
finish it.
Probably not.
But Steven Spielberg said it was the best love story he ever saw when he saw it in
I'm
Cannes.
telling you, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I love the actresses. I think it's very well done. I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
Cool.
I'm only an hour in, but there you go. Well,
But that's
all right.
all she wrote. We'll be back
ladies and
next
gentlemen,
week
we'll
with.
see you next week
We're going to
with-
be reviewing Knives Out next week.
We
I hope
will
you'll go
do
see
Knives
that.
Out, absolutely.
And a bunch of other stuff.
And a bunch of other stuff that's on video and direct
Yeah,
releases.
and things
some
that we want to see
pay-per-views.
as well. We'll continue that.
Exactly, we
Yeah.
will. But mostly we have a lot of things to catch up
A
on.
few things.
I think, but that are kind of currently in the focal point.
Yeah, there are a few things.
There you go.
We'll cover it.
All right.
Either way, we'll be back next week.
All right, sir. Good to
seeing
see you, as always.
Very nice, folks.
By the way, Chris is wearing his hat tonight because he didn't bother to wash or comb his hair.
No, I
this
watched
morning.
it. I just didn't comb it.
Oh, I see.
I didn't have
Well, show
time.
the people what you look like.
It's
without the
terrible.
hat. Doesn't look bad at all.
No, it looks terrible.
It looks.
No, I just put it on. I quick combed it when it was wet and threw the hat on because I had to run out the door to catch a 10 o'clock show this morning
you're
of
better off
Knives Out.
with the weather the way it's been. It was 28 degrees.
I know.
You know,
That's
so
another reason I wore the
next
hat.
Monday it goes up to 52 though. So.
Yeah, I know. We can't.
I know.
You can't get used to anything.
I know. I love it when Donald Trump says, the temperature gets down to 5 degrees, as it does every January.
Yeah.
He says, there can't be global warming. Look, it's 5 degrees in New York right now.
Stupid. He doesn't understand
An
it.
idiot.
Anyway, on that note, folks, we will definitely be back. Have a good
Bye.
week.
See you then.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Louie, where are you?
Road. Yeah, where we going now? Yeah, Mr. Superman.